Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. Welcome. What am I doing here? What's this camera for? 26th of January 2026. 26th? There's some numerical whatnots in that, isn't there? I've got my Language Lovers Lexipedia half price. And we did the other day lots of different ways for World Hello Day. Do you remember? Like aloha and what was it? Howest doth thou go? I can't even remember now. Anyway, this is really interesting but weird. Passengers, this is kind of moving on from that. Passengers passing through security at Milwaukee's General Mitchell International Airport, and let me know in the comments if you've been there, might be surprised to see signs for the recombobulation area. I need a recombobulation area. I need it today. I am very discombobulated today for some reason. And I wake up discombobulated, I'd be like, I'm going to go to the recombobulation area, where they can recover from the discombobulation of Qs and X-ray machines. It's an unexpectedly humorous reference to a word that first appeared in American English in the 19th century, along with absquatulate, that's so good, absquatulate, exflunked and flusticated. And when there was a fad for inventing, oh my god, I can't speak today, I'm very discombobulated, a fad for inventing grandiose words with a faux Latin hue. Excuse me. Although some disparaged the fashion, and in his 1859 Dictionary of Modern Slang, John Camden Hotten called such creations vulgar coruscations of an indulgent public, the combination of onomatopoeic pop with an excess of syllables was a source of amusement even at the time. Sharing the joke in 1826, the humour column in a Canadian, see, Canadians have a very good sense of humour, hello to all the Canadians, weekly newspaper, The Casket, what a name for a paper, related this impenetrable conversation. Good morrow, friend. How do you feel today? Pretty well. How are you? Oh, sir, the intense frigidity of the circumambient atmosphere, combining with the porosity of the earth and joined with the humidity of the climate, has discombobulated my respiration and affected my theoretics. I'm saying that next time someone goes, all right, you're right, Gemma. I'd be like, well, actually, the intense frigidity of the circumambient atmosphere, combining with the porosity of the earth, joined to the humidity of the climate, has discombobulated my respiration and affected my theoretics. I reckon I could do that. I love that. The humorous creations continued in the 20th century, and we had discombgollifusticated, astonished but pleased, discombgalligumfricated, which is also astonished but pleased, and also discombobulated, which remains a perennial favourite among word lovers such as myself. Whew, that was a lot, wasn't it? We're having tarot over the 78 doors today. And there's the back of it. How do you feel on this Monday? I can't remember any of those words now that I've shut the book, apart from discombobulated. I think discombobulated survived because it fitted into the mouth properly. You know, like it kind of has to, because you got to remember it to say it to someone else. That's me. That's the 7 of Cups, I think. No, Queen of Swords. 7 of Cups is the one that's got like the dream thing coming out, isn't it? Queen of Swords, but it's more the picture. Anyhow. What do we need to know as we cautiously approach another week? I think we need that one. Oh, there she is. How now, brown cow, hail fellow, well met. Or whatever other greetings she's doing. 7 of Pentacles. I love a 7 of Pentacles. It's solid. So when you get the 7 of Pentacles, it means that you are measuring things up, that you are scoping things out, that you are taking things as they come, that you are, as in the Rider-Waite, you're like the farmer in the field who's just looking at the crops and going, you know, this appears to be doing this and that appears to be doing that. Do I want to keep doing this or should I start doing that? Overall energy, wow. Someone, I mean, is she disappearing back through the door or appearing forwards? You know what I mean? Is she melting backwards or coming out forwards? I think she's coming out forwards. Anyway, it's the Two of Wands, a decision to make. And when we get the Two of Wands, it's the kind of decision that is made with fire, but more kind of with animus. So in other words, it's a kind of decision that, combined with the Seven of Pentacles, you're sort of saying to yourself, well, when this happens, how do I feel? And when that happens, how do I feel? Not how do I think, but what effect does this have? You know, am I discombobulated? Am I excited? Do I feel weird? How's this? It's like gauging it by your emotional reaction rather than thinking it through, okay? And that's a good thing to do. Feeling your way along a decision. Then we have this chap, the Knight of Swords. I don't really know what he's doing. I mean, he's half centaur in this, isn't he? Or he's half man, half horse. Knight of Swords is when someone's trying to be very direct with you, or you need to be very direct with someone else. I'm looking at the other cards. Yeah, okay. It's about becoming very, very direct. And maybe before you say what you have to say, which you may have been weighing up for a while, you carry on doing this weighing up and you say something and then you gauge the reaction and you weigh it up and you say a bit more. Next to it, we have the Ten of Pentacles, which if you put it together with the Seven of Pentacles combined, it's like, what's the best long-term goal? What's my long-term goal? For outcome, for security, for what I want to happen. You know, if this is a long game, what are the rules and how am I playing it? And how can I tweak and adjust as I go along and see how I am and see how I feel? And it feels like it's a sort of step-by-step process. Taking stock, saying your piece, getting a reaction, processing that reaction onto the next one. Then we have this just very, I think, depressing King of Swords card. I don't know why, I just find this very sort of, it's the man with the bag. He's just such a killjoy man with a bag. I mean, maybe I'm doing him a disservice, but there's nothing good in that bag. I don't like it. But anyway, King of Swords, when you have the Knight of Swords, you've got some development, which goes from, you know, obviously you've got the Page, but we've got the Knight, and the next one on is the King and the Queen of Swords. And we did have that Queen of Swords that sort of made a sneaky appearance. It feels like it then becomes decision time. The ultimate decision time, but not until you've gone through a few Knight of Swords, bit of this, bit of that, bit of were, bit of we, okay? And then finally, we get the Empress. And the Empress kind of trumps, it's the only major arcana we've got actually, so it does trump the trumps, but it's sort of, and at the end of the day, how does it actually sit with Magnificent Me? You know, that kind of inbuilt Empress that we have in all of us. How do I really want to handle this? Let me show you all the cards together because it's a bit complex. Let's just do that. They don't show up amazingly well on the silver cloth either. So, okay. Two of Wands at the beginning, making some sort of decision. Doesn't have to be a yes or no, just maybe a going this way or that way. But doing it through gauging reaction, feeling emotion. Seven of Pentacles, taking account of looking at what's happening with something and literally doing the sort of reckonings for it. Then saying something, taking a decisive action, but always having the long game in mind. What is my long-term secure goal for this? And then the ultimate kind of decision, which is with less emotion, but at least you've sort of been through this emotional bit and you know what your emotion is, so that you can then put it to one side, use your head to make the ultimate decision. But then the Empress, this kind of divine feminine energy combining all of these things, and kind of, it's almost like receiving your public once you've made that decision. I'm sticking by this, here I am, I'm in all of my power now because I've been through this process. Woof! Leave me a comment. Very interesting reading, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.